Well, hello everybody. It's Danny and Wanda back from Deepsouth Homestead. Guys, we get asked all the time, and we're in our office here. We get asked all the time. You showing them the junkie office?
Yeah. I cleaned up so he'd have a
She
table.
made me a place off right here. What do we do with our seeds? How do we save our seeds? Where do we put them? What do we do? Do we keep them in a freezer? Do we keep them? What do we do? You know?
We don't have any seed.
Um,
You see, there's no seed.
There's no seeds in here. But technically, this whole room is full of seeds. Well, you're going to hear a lot of pros and cons on seeds. Do seeds need to be in a freezer? Well, that's a yes and no answer. Because, yes, there are some that really need to go to the freezer, and there's some that absolutely will not benefit you whatsoever. Things like tomato seeds, herb seeds, cucumber seeds, watermelon seeds, stuff like this. Totally useless to put them in a refrigerator. Okay? Now, that's called stratification. A lot of people talk about using stratification on garlic and stuff like that. They put it in the bottom drawer of the refrigerator. I'll be 100% honest with you. I have never had any luck with that. Nature, you cannot fool nature. I don't care what you do. In the deep south, it just don't work. But now there are some seeds that do need to be put in the refrigerator for a certain length of time, like corn, beans, peas, peanuts. These are all seeds that need to be in the freezer for a minimum of 2 weeks, because all the seeds I just mentioned to you have worms and bugs in them and weevils and different things. That even oatmeal. Now, if you do things like oats, wheat, all that stuff like that needs to be put in a freezer for a minimum of 2 weeks. Now, my Danny corn, I just leave it in the freezer. I don't ever take it out. I just leave it in there because it'll last for the next 100 years in a freezer if it didn't lose its ability to freeze. I've planted Danny corn from old seeds, and it still pops right back up when it's been in the freezer. Peanuts, I've left in the freezer for extended years, and they still pop right back up. Like field peas and stuff like that. Now, English peas really don't have to be put in a freezer, to be honest with you. I've never had a worm issue with English peas, or sweet peas, if you want to call them that. But now, field peas, yes, field peas has worms in them. So, like your black-eyed peas, your pink-eyed purple hull, Mississippi purple hulls, there's about 50 different varieties of cow peas out there that have worms in them. And yes, they need to be put in a freezer. So what we're going to do today is we're going to show you where I keep my seeds, how I keep my seeds, and how many seeds I'm not going to show you all my seeds. I'll show you some of them. Okay, guys. This right here is a shift robe that my father built many, many, many years ago. Well, when my father passed away, I didn't want to just do away with it because it's cedar. Me and him cut these trees down. We cleared a piece of property that was actually an old city that had been overgrown, and once we cleared the property, you could see the cedar trees where the streets were in the property back when they were gravel roads. And these cedar trees lined the streets of this old city. And they were big old cedars. And they told us we could have them because they was going to dozer them up. So we went through and we cut them all down and we loaded them on a big log trailer. Brought them home. My daddy had them sawed up into lumber. And these are the things that he built out of it. These old shift robes and, lamps and stuff. So I didn't want to do away with it. So I brought it to my house here after my dad had passed away. Because cedar, I got to thinking, you know what? That's a good way to keep insects and stuff like that out of your seeds. So let me get my key out of it here because I had to put new locks on it. We didn't know what Dad's keys was at, so I put new ones on here. This is how I label and keep my seeds. Now I have right here what's called cool season crops right up here. Now I can open this out, and I have built these little dividers in here. And in these little dividers, I have my seeds broken down into cool seed things like, you know, I got carrots and beets and lettuces and my cauliflowers and you know, just broccolis in that one. Just different things, turnips. Now, a lot of the cool season crop seeds are seeds that we just don't keep. A lot of them are biennials and very hard to save seeds from. And it's really more economical for us because of space and gardening space and all that to just you know, buy the seeds. So we have our cool season crops there.
Now this will lift out. So
these will lift and come out of here. And these are when we say beans now, we'll pull this out. And it has lots of things like my Christmas limas here. I have those in there. I have these are Trail of Tears, the black Trail of Tears, and things like that. I mean, it's just packed full of those kind of seeds that we've saved ourselves over the years. And then on down in there, I have cool season peas down there. Now, the cool season peas will be things like our English peas and stuff like that we keep. Now, and I do occasionally, these are sunflower seeds from 2016. I grew sunflower seeds. We had so many of them. I just stick them in jars and put them up.
And they still work.
They still work because Miss Wanda uses them occasionally, and they still work. We'll take every so often, like last year, we took some white okra. We threw them over, still in the pods. We just threw them over in a Ziploc bag like this. We keep stuff like that in there.
After they dry really, really well.
Yeah, they have to dry good. And then here's our Cherokee yellow wax bean seeds. We save our own from them.
That was from last year.
Yep, and then we have the Red Rippers from 2021 that we still have here. I mean, there's just, we don't throw them away. And then we have more Cherokee yellow wax beans from 2020. You know, so we have plenty like that we keep. Sometimes our Star of David okra we'll just throw in here. 2023, didn't get them took out of the pod, so we just pitch them over in here once they're completely dry. Now, we also have other containers down here. These are just containers from Walmart. What I do with these is I'll take my containers and I'll put tomatoes, corn, peppers, and cucumbers. So when I pop the lid on this here, I automatically know when I go in here, that's what's going to be in here. I've got tomato seeds and pepper seeds, blueberry tomato seeds from 2021. I've got Amish paste from 2017 that we saved. I've got seeds that was gifted to me from Homestead Mama, from muskmelons. We've got the red Marconi pepper seeds. We got more tomato seeds, more tomato seeds. We got pepper seeds of any kind you can imagine. And then when I pull all of this back right here, you can see we got Blue Hopi corn right here. We got this from Hall's Tool, the Blue Hopi. And we got things like, sometimes we buy in bulk like this. Now this one here is our ornamental corn. This is a Blue Hopi organic corn because we like the Blue Hopi corn. I mean, it's a really good corn. We try to save as much of it as we can. We have blueberry tomato seeds again. Then from Hall's Tool, we have just tons of seeds here. Sometimes Wanda and I go to the store and we just buy seeds at random, just to have, you know, because we like to experiment occasionally. Like these are the Diva cucumbers. Now, these are the ones that do not have to have a pollinator. Am I correct about that? They're greenhouse cucumbers.
I think so.
Matter of fact, we might want to keep them out.
Yes.
But anyway, we got tons of just different tomato seeds in here. I mean, but to
tomatoes, peppers.
We have the Cherokee. What was this? The white. What was that called? The White Eagle, the Cherokee White Eagle.
Yeah, we planted that 1 year.
We planted that 1 year just to, just to see how it would do. And we saved some seeds from it, but we still made sure that we got enough because Wanda and I were really heavy into planting the Cherokee gardens because the Cherokee gardens seem to really be robust and really do good. So this is, it's just an idea of how we save our seeds here. We got other containers in here. One of them has summer field peas in it, and then some of them up here have squash and okras. Just different. We have them labeled different ways for different types of seeds that are in them. That way, I mean, we have. This is. That's been in there for a long time. From 17, this was for cornmeal. For Danny corn for cornmeal. You know.
So that needs to be used.
That probably needs to be used because it's been in there since 2017. And you see what I'm telling you? I'm going to show you something here. No weevils in this. No weevils have eat this up at all. Guys, this is just pure Danny corn right there. It can be ground into cornmeal. That's why I tell you, put this in the freezer for 2 weeks and then just take it out after 2 weeks. We like to go longer than 2 weeks. And you can leave it. This has been here since 2017. No bugs is fooled with it or anything. When you kill the insect eggs in the corns, that's why putting stuff in the freezer is so important. Okay, guys, what I'm really in here for today, to be honest with you, I'm looking for tomato seeds. I have a particular project that I want to embark upon that I've never done before. And I want to be able to choose a tomato variety that I feel is going to do really well. So I'm not 100% sure which one. I have a Tachi, Roadster, Mountain Vineyard, Red Snapper. You know, I mean, I've got so many different types of tomato seeds. I come over here and I have Belarosas. These are all Belarosas here. I have piles of them. I've got beefsteak. And I'm trying to determine which ones I feel like will be the best. I have Aunt Ruby's German Green. I have Pruden Purples, Black Crims, Big Rainbow. I mean, I have so many different tomato varieties, and I'm trying to make a decision on what I believe. These are seeds we saved. These are the delicious
From
2015. We have cherry drops.
Those are the blue.
2016. These are blue ones. We have the Cherokee Purple from 2018. Here is the yellow pear tomatoes. The mortgage lifters. You know, I mean, we just aromas. We have raised all these varieties and saved our own seeds. The Creoles. You know,
we could plant enough tomatoes to feed the United States.
I mean, you look at this and how many tomato seeds I've saved in this one pack here.
And it doesn't say what kind on it.
Well, it does on the pack that's inside it in there. I can't read it. I'd have to take it all out to read it. But actually, this is the blue. This is our
blueberry.
This is our indigo series. There's actually like 5 different varieties of tomatoes in different packs inside this. It's the indigo series. So we're going to try now to sit down and we're going to try to come up with a variety of tomatoes to actually plant and have a little project. I think y'all will be interested. I think you'll enjoy the project that I'm going to do. Now here's my mortgage lifters, brandy wines, Irish green, wild atomic grape. I've never grown the atomic grape, but they're still in the back. I mean, we have all this. Oh my God, I did not know I had all this different varieties of tomato. And they're open, so we have planted them and growed them. Boxcar Willies.
Yes, one year we tried a variety, and several of them did not do very well here.
Now, I know we grew the mortgage lifters one year. And there's a story behind the mortgage lifters. The gentleman that created these, way back at the turn of the century, was about to lose everything that he had, and he planted a few tomato plants during the Great Depression. And he began to sell the plants. And long story short, he sold enough tomato plants during the Great Depression to pay off his debt that he owed. And thus, he named his tomato mortgage lifter because it got him out from under a mortgage. So, I mean, there's stories behind lots of these tomatoes out here. But me and Ms. Wanda's going to sit here right quick. We're going to go through this, and we're going to pick out a tomato. Now, I have a sweet corn here. I'd really like to talk about this for a minute. This is called Stowell Evergreen Sweet Corn. Now, me and Ms. Wanda, for many, many years, have grown the Stowell Evergreen Sweet Corn because it is an heirloom. We have saved the seeds from that ourselves. I have them in a freezer out in my shop out there. I never take them out. We ate some sweet corn here, I'm going to say probably 2 weeks ago, maybe some this week.
We had it last night.
We did have it last night. That is correct. From 2021, I found in the bottom of our freezer that was Stowell Evergreen, cut off the cob into cream style. I told Miss Wanda, I said, it's probably freezer burnt. You know, it's been in there so long, but let's just see. We cooked that stuff and ate it.
We have one pack left.
I know, it's the sad part. We only got one pack left. It was just as good as it was the day we cut it off the cob. I am a firm believer in the Stowell Evergreen.
Well, it's the way we did it. We took a few at a time, cut it off, put it in.
That is correct. There is a correct way to put sweet corn up. Most people don't know that when you pluck corn off of the stalk, you have about 45 minutes to an hour to get that corn processed and either in the freezer or put into jars to be canned, which we don't like it that way because it caramelizes it. We usually put ours in a freezer. But you got 45 minutes to an hour. If that corn is older than that, the sugars in the corn begin to turn into starch, and it becomes bitter to those who actually know what sweet corn is supposed to taste like. People who do not know what sweet corn is supposed to taste like think it's sweet. But if you've ever tasted true sweet corn that was put up correct, you can pick it out. I don't care where you go. If you eat sweet corn, you can say, that was not done correct. Same thing with English peas or sweet peas. Same exact thing. When you pick them off the plant, shelling them and getting them put up in jars or in a freezer, 45 minutes to an hour before you start the process of getting them put up. If you don't do it, the sugars in them turn to starch. A little bit of tidbit there. I seen that sitting there. I thought I'd throw it out at you. All right, guys. We have made a few decisions here. Now, Wanda and I only going to plant this year what we really eat. We're not planting a bunch of just stuff just to be planting it. Because we have the seeds, we're not just going to go out there and plant it because we have the seeds. We're trying to wisely choose this year what's going to do the best for us the fastest. Now, we love cherry tomatoes during when we eat them. We don't use them for canning. They're just for fresh eating. Now, Ms. Wanda has one that she's picked up from the store. She's babying that thing. We don't know how it's going to do. Don't even really know the name of it, I don't think. It just says cherry tomato. But we're going through our seeds here. We found a little pack that says large red cherry tomatoes. And I told Wanda, I said, let's just take it and plant a few seeds and let's see how it does. We're not saving seed from it, so we're not worried about it. It is an indeterminate. We've been looking at, I have a special way I want to plant some stuff. I'm not going to give it away yet, but I have a special way I want to plant some tomatoes this year. So we looked at the red snapper tomato here. Now that's the one variety we have here that I'm not sure just yet while we're making this video if that's a determinate or an indeterminate. But we will check it out because I'm looking for an indeterminate. That's what I'm looking for. I need something that grows and doesn't just make just a bush. Something that's going to produce all summer long. Now we have the Bella Rosa here. Same with that. I'm not sure if it's a determinate or an indeterminate. We're going to check that out. Both of these now from Hall's Tool.
So Hall's Tool, start putting indeterminate and determinate on your tomatoes, please.
Yeah, Greg, if you see this, y'all please start marking your packets determinate or indeterminate, because if a person doesn't know anything about tomatoes, then it can be misleading. Technically, in the Deep South where we live at, indeterminates are not your best way to go. Your determinates are your better way to go. But this year I'm looking for some indeterminates because I have a different process I want to try. Now, the Abe Lincolns, we have some of them here, I know is an indeterminate. So I'm going to check out these other two, the Red Snapper and the Bella Rosa. I know the Abe Lincolns are indeterminates. So we're going to make a decision on them three as to which ones we use. Now, y'all know we're putting up the new high tunnel over at Pecan Grove. Well, Ms. Wanda has the, how do you say that, Viet Alpha. They are you don't have to have a pollinator, let's put it that way. I forget that big long word, but you don't have to have a pollinator for them. And then we have the National Pickling, which you do have to have a pollinator for. But the National Pickling is just a good pickle to have to make pickles to go in the refrigerator. Now, the Viet Alphas, these things we discovered last year stayed so crunchy. I mean, when you ate them, they were almost like a refrigerator pickle. When you bit into them, they just crunched. And they never got soggy on us or anything like that.
They were delicious.
Now, we do want to plant...
This is the other one.
Yeah, this is the other one here, the Diva. The Diva does not have to have a pollinator either. So we're going to be planting that also. In our high tunnel, that is. Now, from Hoss Tool, I'm going to tell you something. This Gold Prize squash, we planted these things one year.
We plant them every year.
Well, we plant them every year, but one year in particular, when we first got them, we planted these things. And Wanda had to make me pull the plants up. She said, Danny, I'm sick of squash. I've canned them. We've ate them. We've froze them. We've done everything in the world with these things.
Give them away.
We gave them away. I mean, by the bucketfuls off of, what was it, 12
or 15 plants.
12 or 15 plants. These things, when I pulled them up, had spread out in the garden over 10 feet long. In other words, they would put on squash. We'd pick them off. They'd move over, put on squash, move over, put on squash. These things lasted all summer toward the fall, and she told me she'd get them things out of the garden. Squash borers, squash bugs, never messed with them, and I'll tell you, we only done one thing different with these than we did with any others that we did. We used fish emulsion and Dr. Earth's liquid phosphorus on them.
And the pink and white.
And the pink and white is Golden Bloom. Stinks. It stinks so bad. But we're under the impression that stinking that we put right around the base of this plant, and everywhere that it put on new squash out, we put it there also for the liquid phosphorus in the plant because it was blooming, kept the squash bugs and squash borers away. So, and we've done that every year and haven't had any more, to be honest with you. But now we came across, like I was telling you a while ago, the Stoil Evergreen. We come across 2 packs of seeds here, and I told her, I says, Wanda, these are older packs. Let's just plant these this year because we hadn't planted sweet corn in, 3 or 4 years?
And we have some in the freezer that we saved.
Yeah, we have a huge...
we need to use that.
We got a gallon bag we've saved from before. But we need to use these. And there's enough seeds in here to plant what me and Wanda will eat this year and put up in the freezer. Not going to worry about that. Biggest issue is finding somewhere to plant them where it don't cross-pollinate with something else. But we're going to plant that this year. And thank you, whoever it was from Alabama who brought me the white okra. I wonder, was it Mark?
I don't remember if it was Mark.
I don't remember if it was Mark that brought these over here, Mark Green.
Maybe. But
I don't.
We may be giving Mark credit, but I think it was
maybe giving Mark credit, but there was somebody who gave us white okra over here. And I'm going to tell you what. It's an heirloom. That, hands down, besides Star of David for frying okra, this is the best okra I've ever eaten in my life. It's not, what's the words I'm looking for? It's
not slimy like most of it.
It's not as slimy as most of it is. It fries out so good. It's very smooth tasting. It doesn't have all the thorns all up and down it like the other okras do. It doesn't have the big veins that pop out on it and open up and let the seeds fall out of it. It is probably, and it stays tender till it gets long. Kind of like the cow horn okra. I'm going to tell you hands down, white okra, best okra I've ever eaten in my life besides Star of David. All right, guys, we got to go get ready to start getting some seeds here, like tomato seeds in some containers. I'll show you that in another video. But thank you for watching us. Y'all have asked us what we do it, how we do it with seeds. This is how it's done at Deep South Homestead. Thank you guys from Deep South Homestead.